Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. This is my first video and hopefully the first of many, but we'll see. I usually do book reviews. That's pretty much all I do. But I've never really given what I would consider some of my top favorites. So here goes. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to start with A Christmas Story. It's not the Christmas story. It's more of a Christmas romance, one of my favorites, by Richard Paul Evans. It's called The Mistletoe Inn. This is literally one of my favorites. It's about a woman who, she's a car salesman, but her dream is to be a writer. So she books herself at a writing conference at a place called the Mistletoe Inn, conveniently. She goes because she was told that H.T. Cowell, a best-selling romance author, would be there, and whoever won some kind of competition that they're having within the conference would actually get to meet him in person and have their book reviewed by him. So, of course, she's pretty excited. When she gets there, she meets a guy by the name of Zeke. They work together throughout this entire conference. They help each other. They critique each other's work. You know, it's kind of a love-hate relationship, really. But she ends up falling for him, and he ends up falling for her. Now, I'm not going to tell you how it all comes out, because you got to read the story. It's actually really good. So, Richard Paul Evans, The Mistletoe Inn. Next, we have another personal favorite. I've spoke with this author on several occasions. She's actually really, really sweet. Her name is Roseanne Bentner. This is an entire series, but my favorite of the series is Outlaw Hearts. It's about Miranda Hayes and Jake Harkner. This is set back in the times with cowboys and Indians, and you know, believe it or not, you actually learn a lot by reading this. But I kind of feel dumb because half of it I didn't even know. But you know, it is what it is. So, anyways, you follow their journey into love. They fall for each other. They eventually start a family. The whole series is great. So, I highly recommend checking this one out. Outlaw Hearts, Roseanne Bentner. Now, this whole series, I'm just going to show you the whole thing because it's all worth reading. Nina Bangs is one of the best, in my opinion, paranormal romance authors. She and I have talked. We've emailed each other. I even sent her a Christmas card one year. And I've gotten signed books by her. So, it's really cool. I've interviewed her. I've reviewed basically every single book that she's ever wrote. But this series in particular is my favorite. It is the Gods of the Night series. You start with Eternal Pleasure. Then you move on to Eternal Craving. And last but not least, Eternal Prey. This series, guys, is so much fun. You have dinosaurs, humans, vampires, shapeshifters, everything. Like, seriously, what more could you possibly ask for in a paranormal romance? I'm not going to tell you too much about it, other than you just need to read the whole series. It's worth it. Now on to horror. One of my favorites is by an author called Paul Tremblay. The Cabin at the End of the World. This one's kind of interesting. It's different than most that I've read. Yeah, you have the standard cabin. It kind of reminds you, I guess you could say, Cabin at the End of the Woods or whatever it is. I don't know, I can't think. But, or Cabin in the Woods, excuse me. But it's actually not. Nothing like that. This one is more the story of the little girl. She's outside playing with grasshoppers, actually. And this man walks up, random stranger. Her two fathers freak out, of course. They don't know who he is. They try to run him off, but it doesn't work out that way. It does not work out in their favor at all. Basically, the couple and the little girl, it is up to them to save the entire world. So, it's definitely a must read. Check it out. It's fun. It's exciting. Very thrilling. And last but not least, my all-time personal favorite. Jay Anson, The Amityville Horror. That was literally the very first book I ever read when it comes to horror. I picked it up at a garage sale of all places for like 25 cents. And I read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. And I'm sure most of y'all have read it. I mean, it's the Amityville Horror. The movies don't do the book justice, though. If I were you, I would find a copy if you haven't already. Pick it up. Read it. So, with all that being said, I hope you like my recommendations. Give me a look on my webpage, RebeccasReviews.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. And if you liked my video, give me a subscribe here. Alright guys, see you next time.